Okay, if you are a crypto company and you're in the B2B space, this video is definitely for you. Lead generation in the crypto, blockchain, Web3 space is a very, very interesting topic of conversation for us today, and I'm excited to get into it. Definitely stick around to the end because we're going to be giving away $2,000 with a free value. You do not want to miss out on this. Let's do it. Alright guys, so before we dive in, let's talk about who I am and why you should be listening to some of this advice that I'm putting out. I'm the founder of Omni Agency. We specialize in social media and community growth and nurturement in the blockchain space. We've worked with a lot of projects in the space, and so far these are the things that we found which have helped us drive results. If you're interested in looking at some of the work that we've done or some of the case studies that we have, please visit our website at www.omniagency.ca. Let's do it. Let's dive in. On the agenda today, we're first going to start with defining your lead and making sure that we understand on a crystal clear basis what your lead looks like. From here, we're going to move into building a funnel and what the aspects of this funnel look like. And then we're going to wrap up with just some final notes, some final pointers on the topic. So starting with defining your lead. Basically, you want to understand as crystal clear as possible who it is that you're trying to reach out to, appeal to, where do they stand within the organization, what is the best way to contact them, what are some of the goals, pain points that they have that you can use in the messaging, and just get a crystal clear understanding as to what this individual looks like. I always recommend starting with market research, offering some sort of small incentive, getting a funnel going through LinkedIn, let's say, doing outreach to companies that fit that perceived ICP, cementing some of those assumptions that you had, and then really diving in with moving forward, targeting this individual and trying to get in front of these people to pitch, present to, and ultimately hope to close as a business partner or customer. Alright, so understanding lead size and value is going to be really important here. Once you recognize that, okay, we're going after mid-sized leads, the value of these leads is approximately $4,000 to $5,000 on a monthly recurrent basis, or it is, let's say, $10,000 to $30,000 on a one-time deliverable. That's what the lead size is that we're going after here, just to give an example. From here, we want to start building out the funnel based on what we understand about our audience, where to best get in front of them. This could look like Twitter, this could look like LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. It just depends on what your lead looks like, where they live on, and how to best get in front of them. Depending on that platform, let's say that we're choosing LinkedIn here. LinkedIn's honestly what we have most experience with as an organization. Building out that funnel on LinkedIn, what you want to be looking at are a couple of different factors. Let me lay out all these on the table, then I can touch on how they piece together to create this optimized funnel for your organization to drive leads from on the high end down through to a conversion. Included in this funnel is multiple touching points, warming leads up, sales, very important part of this, inbound pipeline, outbound pipeline, personal brand, and then collecting data. So now to piece these together, what you're looking for is how can I reach out, get a direct touching point with my audience? People often confuse marketing with lead generation, in my opinion. I think that they play hand in hand. I think that marketing results in lead generation in some cases, but I do believe, depending on what your budget investing into the activity looks like, that they differ. I think that lead generation has a lot more of a sales function involved in it relative to what marketing has, in my opinion, when it comes to this specific mid-sized lead generation practice, with a relatively lower budget. Let's say we're staying within the range of $10,000 to $15,000, maybe touching on $20,000 on a monthly basis. Okay, first let's set up the funnel and make sure that we have people coming in at the top and people going through. As we go through this, I'll continue to touch on why sales is important, very important within this process. On the top of the funnel, what we're going to be wanting to use is some form of direct communication with the ICP, our ideal client persona that we're trying to reach here. I usually recommend creating scripted messages that are personalized, making sure that you're touching on the client, something specific about their project that you recognize, mentioning their name, and then moving forward with just continually personalized messages. And ultimately what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get them on a sales conversation. So the cold outreach through LinkedIn, you're connecting with them, you're leaving a scripted message that's meant on trying to get them to connect back with you. From there, you're trying to bait them, hook them into a conversation, just speaking back and forth about their project. This is where sales function comes into play. You can either use scripted messages here, or to be more effective, you can have a sales member just going back and forth, nurturing that conversation, trying to ultimately get them on a sales conversation with your sales representative. What you're going to be wanting to generate, and this is where so that's a sales operation, in my opinion, primarily outbound nurturing. Goal is to get them on a sales call. Where marketing comes into play here is, in my opinion, with the touching points. Let's say you're doing LinkedIn outreach. First, that person's profile should be optimized. It should be strong, and it should be optimized based on the objectives that you're looking for. In addition to this, the social profile, or their social profile in themselves. So the company's social profile, or their social profile in themselves. They should be putting out content that's geared towards educating and warming up that lead. So this is where warming leads and multiple touching points start to come into play. You want to be, if you have a high knowledge barrier with your product, educate your prospect as you're communicating with them. Give them content so that they can better understand. You can do this through LinkedIn ads running directly to these decision makers, your ICPs that you're trying to target. You can do this through good practices of community engagement. There's different ways to go about this. So we've already touched on multiple touching points, warming leads, why sales is important. One thing I just mentioned there was optimizing your own personal profile. So let's take a second and talk about that. Personal brands and how they can play into this whole lead generation process. Your personal brand not only can be a lead magnet where you do outreach activities from, create opportunities in your social content from, but in addition to this, you can also use it as a social credibility indicator and a social proof indicator to these prospects that you're trying to get in front of. So make sure that you build this. The stronger your personal brand that you're outreaching from, the better the results are going to look like. There's no questions about it. This video is not about this, so I'm not going to get into it right now. But again, personal brand will definitely improve the results that you're driving. Let's touch on collecting data here. So you're going to want to, I've mentioned market research at the beginning of this, being able to better, as best as possible, understand your audience, what they're looking for, and continue to tailor your messages to this is going to be important. I recommend setting up a weekly audit where you're just auditing sales activities, communications, and you're trying to build data on your audience. If you lose them through the lead generation process, then what I would recommend doing is getting some sort of lead lost survey questionnaire to them and trying to get them to answer that so that you can garner more information. This, on a high level, was building a funnel and the different pieces that you really want to be paying attention to within this funnel. There's a lot to touch on with lead generation. I hope that I put a lot of tools and things to think about for you on the table so that you can go ahead and you can try and set something up like this and move forward with this and better understand what this looks like implemented within your specific company. Leave a comment if you want to see a video on Omni Agency, again, the company that I'm the founder of, our current pipeline, what that looks like, and how we are operating on that. And we'll make sure to get back to you in the comments as well. We're trying to build an active, engaged community here. It's a big practice what you preach that we have going on. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video as well, we are giving away $2,000 worth of value. This value is coming in the form of an audit from Omni Agency. We're going to step into whatever current activities that you have going on the community lead generation side of things. And we are going to help you go from basically 0 to 100 with this. We have a lot of strengths when it comes to this deliverable. We're going to be doing $2,000 worth of audits for your organization, helping you piece together a plan, and then helping walk you to where you're getting to that 100 mark for you, where you're very satisfied with the results, is this metaphor that I'm putting out here. There's a form in the description of this video. Again, make sure to check it out. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed what you were listening to here, or if you want to help us better understand what you're looking for as an audience member. And then also make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications, guys. We're putting out tons of content. We're doing 12 videos on a monthly basis. We're basically showing you the back end as how do we run our organization, how we drive significant results for our clients. And again, if you want to check out what those results are looking for, visit our website, omniagency.ca, and you can view some of the case studies, our team, and really dive a bit deeper as to what we do as an organization. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.